where you're like, I gotta get out of here, I gotta get out of here. And you don't even know why. It's your mind literally trying to back you away from where you were physically to remove you from the danger it perceives. Unlike the situation in the car, your brain has context, so it doesn't freak out on you. When it happens at work, your brain doesn't know why, so it makes something up. That is the essence. So it starts with doubt. You start to worry, which is the cycling of the thoughts. Anxiety is when your body state starts to manage or match the thoughts. And then panic is when it just escalates. So, you know, when I tell you that I struggled from anxiety, I really mean it. I mean, they started when I was 19 years old and escalated to the point when I was 21 in law school. That should have been the first sign that I knew I didn't want to be a lawyer. But they were so bad that I went to see a psychiatrist who then asked me to go on meds. I then lawyered with him for 6 months because I didn't want to go on meds. You know, that's the funny thing. You're a wreck from the mental health issue, and yet you're worried that drugs might change you, which I never understood. I mean, but I still did it. So I was so worried that I wouldn't be myself, but I'm not myself because I have anxiety. So I finally take Zoloft. It was a miracle drug. If you suffer from anxiety and it is interfering with your life, you should go talk to a professional. The Zoloft was incredible. I took it for, probably, I can't do the math, but like 7 or 8 years, and then our first daughter was born, so I went off it, and then of course had horrific postpartum depression. The really scary kind, when they won't let you be alone with anybody, or with the baby, and you gotta be supervised and be on meds. And so as soon as that passed, I went right back on that Zoloft again, and then stayed like that. And about 5 years ago, as the 5-second rule had really transformed my life, I started to ask myself, you know, all these people are writing about how they're curing themselves of addiction, and they're using this to address the triggers for PTSD, and they are using this with anxiety. I wonder if I could cure myself of anxiety. If I were to study anxiety, if I were to truly understand what it is so it's not so scary. And the other thing is that we have 2 of our 3 children suffer from anxiety. And so I think as a mom and a parent, when you see that your kids are suffering, you want to go and help. And so I figured I can't sit here and be on these drugs and then walk my kids to their therapy sessions and tell them, oh, just change the channel on your head. It's no big. Calm down, just calm down, breathe, here we go. And none of it's working, right? So I went off Zoloft. I started attacking the mindset, attacking it. Anytime I would catch myself starting to drift to a worry, I would attack that thought, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. I also studied what anxiety is and how it works in your body, and so I married the 5-second rule and how you can change your thinking patterns with the latest research about anxiety and how to control it and curb it. So let me roll that out for you right now because it's really amazing stuff. So first of all, let's talk about the physical symptoms of anxiety. Physically, you're aroused. Your heart beats faster. Cortisol, we mentioned cortisol earlier. That's the stress hormone that releases in your brain that makes the spotlight effect go bigger. Your body is in a state where it's preparing for something to happen. It's just a state where it's getting ready. Here is something you need to understand, which explains why the techniques I'm about to give you work. These are the physical symptoms of anxiety. They are also, oops, that's not the thing I wanted. Anyway, typically, I'll show you in a second. They're also the same physical symptoms as excitement. So people who experience anxiety are typically told, calm down, just calm down, just breathe. And the problem is, if you're anxious, your body's in a state where it's going 100 miles an hour, and telling it to calm down is like throwing a boulder in front of a moving train. You're going to jump the track. You can't slow down that fast. So the better thing is to hijack the train and push it on a different track. So this is what you're going to do. Instead of trying to calm yourself down, you're going to change that charged up feeling that you have of anxiety into charged up feelings that are positive. So we're going to trick your body, and we're going to give your mind something to do. Because physiologically, anxiety and excitement are the exact same thing. Let me show you. Here's the physical symptoms, again, of anxiety. State of arousal, your heart beats faster, you got cortisol running through your thing, your body gets in a prep mode. Physical symptoms of excitement. Chris and I got to go to the Joshua Tree tour, which for somebody who's 49, that was like amazing. Right before U2 came out, and they blasted those videos from my high school years, and they were about to come, I was in a physical state of arousal, not because Chris was there, but because, U2 was coming. Heart was beating, cortisol, oh my God, my body's like, wait, oh my God, U2's coming. I wasn't having a panic attack, I was excited. My brain had a positive explanation for why my body was freaking out. So nothing escalated. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that fact and that science, and we're gonna teach you how to use it to your advantage. So what you do, as crazy as it sounds, we're gonna teach you how to switch gears when you start worrying. So we teach you to stop worrying and to choose what you think about. We're going to teach you how to use this excitement mantra to trick your mind about your nerves so that your brain doesn't find a reason to freak out. This is super powerful stuff for pitching your business. It is really powerful stuff for presenting, for speaking, for videotaping yourself, for selling, because we all get performance anxiety. And so performance anxiety, if you let the cortisol take over your brain, it's going to hijack your ability to focus on performing well. So we're going to cut that off. So people often ask me, because I did 121 speeches last year, and crowd like this, but usually 5, 10, 22,000 people, biggest crowd in a huge stadium last year. And so when I'm backstage, I'm like freaking out, okay? My body, the pits are sweating, okay? I've got like the thing here. And so I use this strategy that I'm gonna bring you back